so feared. Entire armies trembled at the sound of his name. A man said to be invincible, whose only weakness was the heel his mother held as she dipped him into the river Styx. But what if the truth about Achilles is far more human and even more fascinating than the myth? Stay with us as we uncover the real story behind Achilles, the deadliest warrior of the Trojan War. This is Undercover History Updates, and today we go beyond the legend to reveal the mortal behind the myth. Achilles wasn't your average soldier. His mother, Thetis, was a sea goddess. His father, Peleus, was a mortal king. According to legend, Thetis tried to make Achilles immortal by dipping him in the river Styx, but she held him by the heel, leaving one part vulnerable. In a lesser-known version, Thetis also tried to burn away his mortal weakness in a fire and was stopped by Peleus. Whether divine or symbolic, Achilles was destined to live a life of glory or die young. He was sent to Mount Pelion, raised by the wise centaur Chiron, who trained him in the arts of war, medicine, and music. Yes, Achilles could heal wounds as easily as he could inflict them. When a prophecy claimed Achilles would die young if he joined the Trojan War, Thetis tried to hide him. She disguised him as a girl and sent him to the island of Scyros to live among King Lycomedes' daughters. But fate had other plans. Odysseus, clever as ever, arrived with gifts for the girls' jewelry, dresses, and weapons. While the others reached for ornaments, one girl went for the sword. Achilles was discovered, and the world would never be the same. The Greeks needed Achilles not just for his strength, but for morale. A prophecy claimed Troy couldn't fall without him. Achilles agreed, but not out of loyalty to Greece. He wanted glory, to live a long, uneventful life, or to die young and have my name remembered forever. He chose the latter. But few people know Achilles didn't sail to Troy alone. He brought 50 ships and his loyal warriors, the Myrmidons, known for their discipline and ferocity. Achilles was a war machine, but he had one fatal flaw: his pride. When Agamemnon, the Greek commander, took away Briseis, a woman Achilles cared for, Achilles withdrew from battle. This wasn't just personal. Achilles felt dishonored. In a warrior culture, honor was everything. Without it, Achilles believed he was nothing. What followed was disaster. Without Achilles, the Trojans, led by Hector, drove the Greeks back to their ships. Achilles' best friend and possibly lover, Patroclus, couldn't stand by and watch the Greeks suffer. He donned Achilles' armor and led the Myrmidons into battle, pretending to be the hero himself. Patroclus fought bravely, but was ultimately killed by Hector. Achilles' grief was overwhelming. It wasn't just the loss of a friend. It was a blow to his very soul. He returned to the battlefield with a vengeance, wearing new armor crafted by Hephaestus, the god of fire. What came next was more than revenge. It was pure fury. Achilles killed Hector in a one-on-one duel, then dragged his body behind his chariot for days. This wasn't just anger, it was a psychological tactic. Achilles wanted to break the Trojan spirit, but then something remarkable happened. Priam, Hector's father, came to Achilles at night, unarmed, to beg for his son's body. Achilles, moved by the old man's courage and grief, wept. He returned Hector's body, and for a brief moment, humanity overcame vengeance. The death of Achilles is shrouded in legend. Most stories say he was struck by an arrow in his heel, fired by Paris, and guided by Apollo, but some ancient sources hint at other possibilities. Some say the heel story was a later invention, created by Roman poets. Others claim he was ambushed or even betrayed. What we know, Achilles died before Troy fell, but his legend only grew. The Greeks believed that great heroes lived on in the Elysian fields, a paradise for the brave and the just. In Homer's Odyssey, when Odysseus meets Achilles in the underworld, Achilles says something haunting: "I would rather be a poor farmer on earth than a king among the dead." For all his glory, Achilles still longed for life. Achilles wasn't just a warrior. He was a paradox: invincible yet vulnerable, brutal yet compassionate, mortal yet remembered like a god. His story isn't just about war, it's about pride, love, destiny, and the cost of eternal fame. So was Achilles real? Perhaps not in every detail, but what he represents, the hunger for glory, the price of pride, and the complexity of human emotion, is as real as ever. If this journey through myth and memory stirred your curiosity, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next mystery.